I get a lot of people asking me how to deal with this map to do the quest Fairy's Friend. So this is a Una's Daily, and it's on the Vernese Forest Map. So this map apparently just breaks everyone's brain and they don't understand how to deal with it. So a couple things when it comes to the mini map and the overall map, or if you want to hit tab and bring up this map, whatever way you want to do it. Most people are going to teleport in and go to the top tri-port up here, or they're going to come in from Rania Village. So let's kind of understand how this map works first. So if this is your first time in here, you can come in from Rania's Village, and you're going to, you know, those little puzzles in your we don't really use newspapers anymore, but it's a little puzzle where you draw a line and try to get to the end. It's basically what's going on here. So to get to the first triport, you go from Renia's Village and you come up here, you go down, and you're into that area. Now, to get up to the top one up here, you can see these arrows mean that this is an elevation change and it's going downwards. You can't go back up, you can only go down. So you want to be very careful. If there's two arrows pointing at each other, usually it means it's a skip from one to the other. So you can go from here and jump over to there, and then you're able to go down to the triport. So to get all the way up to this triport, because it's probably the one you're going to want, or you can be like me and just set a Bifrost near this daily, we can draw a line backwards. So we're going to go backwards this way, and you can see that if I go this way, dead end. If I go this way, it can come all the way down, and it's going to go all the way to Randy Village or the other triport. So you can just kind of just follow, and you can go. Now, some of these are deceptive. So, for example, this area down here. This spot, I believe, actually is closed off, even though it looks like it shouldn't be. So that can be very frustrating for people. There's certain ones of these where, like, the jump over is actually a cliff that goes right across and you can't go through it. So you want to just kind of keep drawing those lines and trying to figure out where that you should try to go, and if there's a wall in the way, well, it is what it is. So for example, right here, you would think, based on how this looks, that this is something that's going underneath, but it's not. It's blocked. That is blocked, so you can't go that way. Instead, you would come up here, go onto this raft. This raft takes you to here, and then over to here, and then it even sails all the way up here and there. So the easiest way to get all the way up here, or to get to where you want to go the very first time, you come in and you go onto this raft, follow the raft around all the way until you get up to the top, or even to here, and go do the quest. And then you want to wrap all the way up around to go get your triport, or the other way. So finishing this quest is the part that most people have the problem with. So we're just going to try to do the quest real quick. We're going to hop on our Cerberus and try to find the Starflower's Light. So if there's one right there. So basically you're going to run around in these areas, the big circles. They spawn in the same spot. So it's either there in this one, or usually down here. So there's usually one that can spawn right here. So you just got to find it. If it's not in the top bubble, go to the bottom bubble, maybe change the channel, whatever you want to do. But it is a collection, so you can get shot by these guys. Just drop a meteor on their face, or whatever your preferred ability is. Make them regret doing that. Maybe drop a thunderbolt on this guy for shooting at you too. And your bunny will see the massacre while you pick up the flower. He's just sitting there wondering, what do I do with my life? I'm following this crazy chick around. So now that we've completed picking up the flower, this is the part that I get asked so many questions about all the time, is how the heck do I read this map? So I'm just going to show you right now. But ultimately, look at your point and try to draw a line back to you. So we're going to go backwards this way, right? So there, you can either drop down from here, which means you have to go all the way around somewhere up on the cliffs and stuff, and that's just inefficient. So we're going to go back this way. You can see, you go this way. There's a spot opening here. There's a drop down from here, and lo and behold, it's right near us. So most people, hey, would you guys stop it? You're going to kill me. I'm a low-level character. Jeez. Sorry for the interruption. So yeah, because you're either here or down here to do the quest, you're just going to come up this way. And I'll bring up that map so you can kind of see where we're going. You can do all kinds of gathering, logging, mining in this area. It's very, very good for that. Lots of resources. They're just kind of all over the map. But one of the things is, so many people are confused by this map for some reason that they don't like being here. So if you can figure out the map, and again, just gonna bring up the full map. So we're at an arrow that's one way. It means you can't come back this way. So once you climb up, you can't come down, which is really odd. I could see jumping down and it not allowing you to continue, but going up a mountain, you'd think you'd be able to jump back down. I don't know. The game's odd like that sometimes. So we're just going to keep running. We're going through this area. You can see the kind of jump thing above us. So, well, it's actually underneath us. So it's a cave that goes underneath, I believe, on that one. I'm scared too, little fairy. You just run back over here. And if you're like me, and you really hate having to travel long periods of times for your alt Una's dailies, I set up Bifrost both at that starting point and the ending point. But you can, once you're over here, if this is your first time, you can then take this little jump off down here, go up and around, and get the triport. So I used to triport here, run all the way around the edge, do the quest, run down here, and turn it in. The rest of this map you really don't have to deal with unless you're going to do this Proxima boss, the field boss, in which case you can do that from just coming in this way and taking the boat. Which I think, yeah, you take it to this one and you have to go around and then hop over, because I believe this is actually not connected here, which is deceptive again because that arrow's there, so it looks like that'd be connected, but there's actually just this little spot there. So you can go in from either that side, or you have to follow this back to a place that you can get in, right? So from this triport, you could run down, go across, hop over from those two arrows, and then take the zip line down. So that's kind of how you have to read this map. You have to understand what these arrows mean and where they're going, and that there's different elevations happening. So anyway, we turn in the quest. The fairies are all happy that we helped them. We got their flower. We did something. I don't know, that storyline. And now that we've completed that, that gives us shards of our tier. So if you're a higher tier, you'll get better shards. Oh, sorry, it's not Peto. It's this one, Save the Forest. So Save the Forest, a reputation bonus. We save the forest right here. So the first tier is 5,000 silver for doing it 3 days. 4 days for 7,000 silver on top of that, and then another 8 days to get a wisdom potion and 14,000 silver. So these wisdom potions are great for wooing NPCs. So it is a long-term goal. Nice to do on your alts. So that is a quick guide on your fairy's friend Una's Daily, and a quick understanding of how to read the Vernese Forest Map that seems to confuse a lot of people. Like, I get it, it's not your normal map, but you just gotta understand. These arrows that are pointing at each other means that you can jump from one side to the other. These ones here are a zip line down in elevation. You can only go one way. And if it's an area like this where it shows one arrow and there's nothing on the other side, you can only go one direction. So it's only going left in this one's case. And for the this little raft that's moving, it always goes in the same rotation. So it goes from here and it just travels to each point and stops at each one, and then it goes backwards. So use that to your advantage to move around this map, and you can gather all the different things here. You got your plants, your trees, your ores, and even relics in this map. So a lot of people don't realize they can get a lot of relics here because they just hate this map. No one likes this map because of how complicated it first seems, but as soon as you've grasped that, you're going to have no competition for your resources. All right. Cheers.